I want to just tell you a little story because a couple of years ago, Derek Lobo and myself, we got together and we were just thinking about this housing crisis. How do we solve it? Do we build more apartment buildings? Yes. Do we need more housing? Yes. How do we get the prices down? We don't know. So we thought, the self-funding house. We wrote this book really for our children. And much like that story about two or three times my income and not the same deal for our kids today was really the point and the way and the reason why we wrote this book. And so when you think about affordability, the book answers this fundamental question. How do you afford a house in today's market? And the answer that the book provides is you treat your home as a business by becoming a landlord. Now, we'll explore this obviously in this webinar, but this was the key component because different thinking is needed. If housing prices are never going to come down and incomes are never going to go up to where house purchasing is two or three times your income, something has to change. And the only thing that can change is our mindset. So there's the first question. The second question is for this housing crisis, how do we create affordable rental housing supply quickly? Because timing is of the essence, right? And the answer is by adding basement apartments, ADUs, accessory dwelling units to houses. That is the fast solution. And really, that's a lot to do with the premise that we're going to talk about today. So let me just give you this before we dive in. House purchasing, you can buy a house and you can live in it. We all know that. You know the price, you know what that means financially. But what if you could think differently with what we just talked about, which is buy a house that has a basement apartment or you put a basement apartment in and now you have rental income coming in. That obviously is going to change your personal financial situation. We'll explore this in detail. What about the savvy business owner? Maybe it's a young person, maybe it's a young couple who realizes, hey, if I do that same thing, but I live downstairs, rent the upstairs for a significantly larger number, and further enhance my equity and financial position. That too is very, very possible. And lastly, some of you here joining us today may be thinking this of a pure investment perspective, or maybe get your own house and down the road creating wealth through real estate and so forth. All of these we will talk about, but this is how the mindset needs to change, we believe, with the self-funding house concept.